And I guess I've been dreaming, 'cause now that I'm woke, everything that I see ain't what it seems, man. I guess I've been dreaming, 'cause now that I'm here, what I feel motivates me with reason. I guess I've been dreaming, 'cause now that I'm woke, everything that I see ain't what it seems, man. I guess I've been dreaming, 'cause now that I'm here, what I feel motivates me with reason. I guess I've been dreaming.
Oh, what it is, what it do, good people. Peace and love to all the guys and goddesses and all the high vibrating species out there, man. How we living out there? Peace to you, peace and love to you. You know what I'm talking about? How we living today? How the world treating us? Yeah, how the world treating us? I hope everybody good out there, man. Welcome back to the channel. And we still on them SCPs, and like I said, we gonna be on these boys for a good little minute. And I ain't even mad because I'm learning, and I hope you learning. I hope we learning together. You know what I mean? We got SCP-035, so SCP-35, the possessive mask. So I wonder, it's like Jim Carrey's The Mask. You know what I'm talking about? But more than likely, this gonna be on Jim Carrey's The Mask times 10, probably on the left hand path though. Left hand side. Mind affecting sentinel. Sounds interesting. So I hope you got what you need, because I do. And we're gonna get to what it is that we do. And yeah, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. Let's go, y'all. Bustin'.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Miller, and the SCP we're going to be looking at today is SCP-35. Object Class: Keter. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-35 is to be kept within a hermetically sealed glass case no fewer than 10 centimeters thick. This case is to be contained within a steel, iron, and lead-shielded room at all times. Doors are to be triple locked at all times, with the exception of allowing personnel in or out. No fewer than 2 armed guards are to be posted at any time. Guards must remain outside at all times and are not allowed within the containment room under any circumstances. A trained psychologist is to remain on site at all times. Research personnel are not to touch SCP-35 at any time. SCP-35 must be moved to a new sealed case every 2 weeks. The previous case must be disposed of via SCP-101, as it shows no adverse reactions to SCP-35's corruption. Anyone who comes into contact with SCP-35 when it is in possession of a host is to be given an immediate psychological evaluation. Description: SCP-35 appears to be a white porcelain comedy mask, although at times it will change to tragedy. In these events, all existing visual records, such as photographs, video footage, even illustrations of SCP-35, automatically change to reflect its new appearance. A highly corrosive and degenerative viscous liquid constantly seeps from the eye and mouth holes of SCP-35. Anything coming into contact with this substance slowly decays over a period of time, depending on the material, until it has decayed completely into a pool of the original contaminant. Glass seems to react the slowest to the effects of the item, hence the construction choice of its immediate container. Living organisms that come into contact with the substance react in much the same way, with no chance of recovery. Origin of the liquid is unknown. Liquid is only visible from the front and does not emerge or is even visible from the other side. Subjects within 1.5 to 2 meters of SCP-35 or in visual contact with it experience a strong urge to put it on. When SCP-35 is placed on the face of an individual, an alternate brainwave pattern from SCP-35 overlaps that of the original host, effectively snuffing it out and causing brain death to the subject. Subject then claims to be the consciousness contained within SCP-35. The bodies of possessed subjects decay at a highly accelerated rate, eventually becoming little more than mummified corpses. Nevertheless, SCP-35 has demonstrated the ability to remain in cognitive control of a body experiencing severe structural damage, even if the subject's body literally decays to the point where motion is not mechanically possible. No effect is found to be had when placed on the face of an animal. Conversations with SCP-35 have proven to be informative. Researchers have learned various details about other SCP objects and history in general, as SCP-35 claims to have been at many monumentous events. SCP-35 displays a highly intelligent and charismatic personality, being both amiable and flattering to all those who speak with it. SCP-35 has scored on the 99th percentile on all intelligence and aptitude tests administered to it, and appears to have a photographic memory. However, psychological analysis has discovered SCP-35 to possess a highly manipulative nature, capable of forcing sudden and profound changes to interviewers' psychological state. SCP-35 has proven to be highly sadistic, prompting some to commit suicide and transforming others into near-mindless servants with linguistic persuasion alone. SCP-35 has stated that it has intimate knowledge of the workings of the human mind and implied that it can change anyone's views if given enough time. Additional. SCP-35 was found sealed in a crypt in an abandoned house in Venice in 18... Addendum 3501. SCP-35 has been...
I mean, why can't y'all tell us some of the dates? Like, what's... Okay, I get it when you try to, when you know what I'm saying, you muff the names. I get it. Still, I mean, it's still a bunch of BS. I get it. But why the dates, though? I also get that, but you know I gotta ask, why the dates? Give us something. You giving us this? Give us something. Can we get some footage? How about y'all just send us some footage out? Ship us some footage out. You know what I'm saying? Let's get some footage of some of this stuff. You know what I mean? Some of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I want to see some of this stuff.
Found to be able to possess anything that has a humanoid shape, including mannequins, corpses, and statues. SCP-35 has been able to motivate all into movement, removing the need to expose live subjects to SCP-35. Still, anything it possesses inevitably decays into motionlessness. Addendum 3502. SCP-35 has facilitated an escape attempt, convincing several of the research staff to aid it in its bid for freedom. Insurrection failed. All staff that have been in contact with SCP-35 have been terminated, and mandatory psychiatric evaluations have been implemented for all personnel coming into contact with SCP-35. Addendum 3503. It has been determined that SCP-35 is capable of telepathy, whether or not it possesses a host, even penetrating to the subconscious of others, and using the knowledge it finds to its advantage. Extreme caution is advised when choosing subjects to converse with SCP-35.
Right.
Addendum 3504. SCP-35 has expressed interest in other SCPs, most notably SCP-4715 and SCP-682. Dr. has expressed worry that should SCP-35 bond with either, their regenerative qualities would negate its corruption and give it a permanent host. Addendum 3505. After several more escape attempts, after reviewing SCP-35's incident record, High Command has ordered that it be permanently sealed within the facility and prohibited from being allowed any more hosts. Several personnel have protested against this, with some even erupting into violence. As a direct result, all personnel that have come into contact with SCP-35 have been terminated. Going forward, all personnel that deal with SCP-35 are to be rotated frequently, and contact is to be limited, even to its dormant state, to as little as possible. Addendum 3506. Personnel within 10 meters of SCP-035 have recently reported feeling unease, stating that they can hear unintelligible whispering. Several others have suffered from severe migraines. Object has been monitored, but there is no change in its dormant behavior, and no sounds have been recorded. The motion to reinstate SCP-035's host privileges has been brought up once more, if only on a temporary basis, to discover these new changes in the object's behavior. Denied. Addendum 3507. The walls of SCP-035's containment cell have suddenly begun secreting a black substance. Tests on the substance have revealed it to be human blood, although highly contaminated with several foreign and unknown agents. Substance is corrosive, having a pH of 4.5, and prolonged exposure to the walls has proven to be detrimental to their structural integrity. More notably, it seems to be forming patterns on the walls. Several segments seem to be paragraphs in various languages, including Italian, Latin, Greek, and Sanskrit. Translation is pending. Other segments appear to be diagrams depicting ritualistic sacrifice and mutilation.
Yeah, right. Like, y'all really gonna tell us what that is. You know what I'm talking about? It's bad enough, you know what I'm saying? Y'all really don't want to tell us what this is. You feel me?
Often for the arcane benefit of the person committing them. Several staff members have been shocked to note that all of the sacrifices bear an uncanny resemblance to various personnel and their loved ones, often in conflicting positions. Researchers, while in the room examining these newly formed patterns, have complained of hearing loud whispering and high-pitched, unnerving laughter at irregular intervals. Personnel in the section working daily near and around SCP-035's containment unit have suffered catastrophic morale damage, with an all-time high in suicide rates in staff in that area, whether or not they have ever had contact with SCP-035. The only change in SCP-035's dormant behavior is regarding its contained glass case. Degradation of the case has increased to a high degree, enough so that the glass will occasionally shatter, causing a wide dispersal of SCP-035's contaminant. This occurs quite often at the most inopportune times, so far resulting in 6 casualties and 3 fatalities of both research and cleanup staff. Addendum 3508. In light of the mass suicide and homicide of the members of the research team tasked with translating the passages garnered from SCP-035's containment cell, the morale...
We can't trust that whispering coming through there. I really don't know what that is, so you know what I'm talking about. As soon as I heard it, like, hold up. You feel me? Alright, let's continue.
Damage in the area and general loss of staff dealing with SCP-035 to either death or insanity, it has been decided to coat the inner and outer walls of its containment cell with SCP-148, which has proved well in the containment of SCP-132, see Document 132-01, in order to hopefully block out the high levels of negativity being emitted by SCP-035. Addendum 3509. The use of SCP-148 has worked well, causing morale and suicide rates to return to near pre-SCP-035 rates. However, the material appears to facilitate the negativity within its cell, causing a veritable greenhouse effect inside. Personnel inside the cell have stated that they feel a heavy sense of dread, fear, anger, and general depression, as well as hearing a constant, nearly inaudible whispering upon immediate entry. A prolonged stay causes severe migraines, suicidal tendencies, heavy hemorrhaging of blood vessels around the eyes and inside the mouth and nose, general hostility to others, and for the whispering to increase to almost deafening volumes, intersected by constant mocking laughter. Exposure of more than 3 hours inevitably results in the subject falling into a deep psychosis and attempting to harm either themselves or others. Most spoke Latin or Greek, despite the fact that several did not previously know how to speak said languages beforehand. The presence of blood in both word and diagram formations has increased disproportionately, the walls becoming cluttered and the formations beginning to overlap each other. The substance is proven to be both difficult to clean and even more corrosive than was originally recorded, with a pH of roughly 2.4. General estimation gives the current walls a life of 2 months before they will need replacement.
What the?
It is becoming gradually more and more difficult to contain SCP-035, and the debate to reinstate its host privileges has once again come up. Denied.
Of course.
Addendum 3510. The walls, ceiling, and floor of SCP-035's containment cell have now been completely saturated in blood. All personnel entering and guarding the area must wear full hazmat protection suits. Constant cleaning efforts are being instated. Addendum 3511. The magnitude, intensity, and reoccurrence of the phenomena that occur within SCP-035's containment cell have increased to an alarming degree. The cell door has been known to become locked of its own accord while personnel are inside and unable to be opened for a period of time. Appendages form out of the larger puddles of blood and often attempt to grab or harm personnel near them. Blurry apparitions have started appearing to staff. Electronic devices now no longer work inside the cell, and the light cannot be turned on, though there is no physical reason why it doesn't work, forcing those entering to use non-electric based light sources. Cleaning measures are having no discernible effect on the cell, and the walls are degrading at a very high rate, forcing them to be replaced within a week at best, although the blood makes it nearly impossible to properly achieve this. SCP-035 may have to be moved to a new cell entirely, with the old one sealed off and disengaged from the rest of the facility. Okay. I think that about does it for today. Thank you all for listening, if indeed you still are, and you are all dismissed. Goodbye.
Yeah. This mask is fucked. What in the unnatural is that thing? No, bro, I don't want no parts of that. It's just leaking. That that thing, the epitome of satanic. You man, did y'all hear all of that? Actually, I see why it wasn't that long. It's like, bro, we keep this up. You know what I'm talking about? It's like, listen, hey, man, it may look like a mask, y'all, but we done went through some SCPs. Hey, this thing the fucking truth. Like, bruh, it's corroding and corrupting bruh, it's leaking blood. Bruh. It's got to be moved every 2 weeks, bruh. They having to terminate folk if they get bruh. This, like what I told y'all, boy, it's the max time 10, 1,000. Good gracious, man. Well, I hope we learn something from that. I hope we learn something from that. Be careful what you put on your face. You feel me? Damn. Hey, man, then they been finding a lot of stuff over there in the waters in that Venice and Vina and all that. You know what I'm talking about? Italy and all that, man. You know what I'm talking about? What? Oh, you know what? I'm going to stop with that one, but yeah. It just clicked. Yeah, man, listen. Y'all keep y'all head on that swivel. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all be careful. You know what I'm saying? Always remember to protect yourself spiritually, mentally, physically, and emotionally. Try not to let this world drive you crazy in these damn masks. You know what I'm saying? May want to keep them off your face. Especially this one. Because, he may be smiling, but ain't nothing funny. Ain't nothing funny. They don't even know what to do with it. It's almost to the point where they can't even contain it, might I add. Man, listen, man, y'all be careful out there, man. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. Do not let this world drive you crazy. Just due diligence. Let's figure out what's going on. You know what I mean? And, yeah, man. Until next time, peace and love, man. I'll see y'all.